Congratulations! You've just come out of a review cycle and have been promoted to a leadership positions. This should be a time of celebration and excitement, but as you start your role, you recognize that there's been a challenge in how you're engaging the team. Why? Because you've moved from being a peer to now being their supervisor. And you think that somehow you're feeling the environment is a bit weird. You're not imagining it, it's real. My name is Angela, and I'm the founder of Enable Advisors, and I've coached multiple leaders in their leadership growth, including moving from peer to boss. And the weirdness you're imagining in the first few days of engaging your former peers now as their supervisor is not imagined, it's real. What tends to happen is that sometimes some leaders want to just keep things the same, and they become overly nice because they don't want their team members to see that they've changed. They want to continue interacting exactly in the same way, and that doesn't work. On the flip side, some leaders want to immediately put up the walls and the boundaries and become very strict, very militant about their new role. And again, that doesn't work. There's no point of going to the extreme of the spectrums. It's about identifying what would work with your peers in this season. The first step is actually just to reframe the relationship. Acknowledge that the interactions between you and your team is now evolving, and do not bury your head in the sand. Be very clear that you can still do the lunches, you can still interact in a cordial manner, but where informal engagements are friendly, once it becomes around responsibility and accountability, you'll need to become more structured and holding people to what they're supposed to do. Another step is to make sure that as you're giving praise, you give praise publicly, and when you're giving correction, where appropriate, you do it privately. Again, any action that you may take may be misinterpreted to be a growing ego over your peers, and so you want to be navigating this change in the seasons carefully. The third thing is also trying to be very upfront and clear about what has changed and needs to change and what doesn't need to change. Again, having these upfront conversations in the first 90 days with your peers will be able to set the right tone of engagement between you and your now team. The reality is authority and connection do not have to be diametrically different. You can be able to lead your former peers as their new supervisor in a way that is cordial, that is respectful, that maintains a friendship and also maintains the boundaries and accountability that are now your responsibility given your new role.